Actually, I believe any social service or any passion to that matter has to be the second option. But first option is earning, building a career, developmental activities in life, settlement. See, if I don't have a pension, I will not be able to go around wherever I want. It is not a high earning program which I do. When I go to Delhi, I have to spend my money. Maybe sometimes they will give me a hotel accommodation, sometimes they will give me a airfare, but that's not good enough for to keep my standard in which I took my retirement. Probably what I am doing is much below than what I was enjoying probably 15-20 years back. You understood? So it needs lot of courage. It needs lot of passion for what you are doing. I am not climbing mountain because it's so smooth and easy. No, best thing is to fly in helicopter. But I am still opting to climb a mountain because that is my passion. I am not climbing mountain to know that I am going to settle on the top of the mountain. I will have to come down anyway. You understood? So when I am climbing mountain, it doesn't mean that is my goal. That is my enjoyment during my travel. Got it? So I believe if somebody can go profession and passion parallel, 24 hours has to be divided. Probably 10 hours you are working, 10 hours you have for family and your own life. Still you have 4 hours. But that 4 hours, do you want to play board game? Do you want to look at the TV and waste your time? No. Do you want to read something in your life which will never be used in your life? See, passion is good, hobby is good. Yeah, reading novel is my hobby. But throughout life you have read 500 novels. How does it help somebody else? You have enjoyed, right? So, will you be able to spare that time to share your wisdom, share your knowledge at some point of time? So that means as a student, until you become, in Bharatiya Shastra we keep saying, every child has to go through your bachelorship.
Right.
Okay. Brahmacharyam is over, then you go to Gahasthi. So Brahmacharyam is the time you have to learn. That is not the time where you have to serve people, share knowledge, share your wisdom. What happens, most of the children, when they learn little bit, they think I know everything and they start sharing. But they forget to learn. I have seen a lot of people, they keep on blah 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 in many places, but they never learn. So unless you are stabilized in the sense, Bharatiya Shastram says 20 years you learn, another 20 years, that means up to 40 years you have a Garhasthi. The 40 to 60 you have to balance between family and the social service. Okay, that is called Vanaprastham. Vanaprastham is you are part of your family but you are sharing your time for the other people also. That is what is Vanaprastham. So 20 years Brahmacharya, 40 up to 40 age, that means up to 20 years next in your life, Garhasthya. Building houses, earning money, being part of development of self, family. That is what the development of a nation. No Swamiji or no Brahmachari, no sannyasi in this world has constructed multi-storied buildings. It is only grihasthas whose money is given for somebody and they construct ashrams and temples, right? No king would have earned money. It is all somebody's earning money, goes as a tax, and from which he does all this. So the nation building is not done by those people into social service. It's all done by people who earn money. Right? So earning money is essential. I cannot be a philanthropist by begging. When somebody comes to me, I keep saying, when I go to my hometown, one day what happened was, one principal came who knows me and asking me, he needs some money to support some old age home which he is running back. I said, what is the old people, they are houseless, homeless, relatives are not there. they would have been sent for begging. But what are you doing? You kept them in a safe place, and instead of you going and working in the school, during the school time, the working time, you are begging. You understood? See, we have many phone calls keeps coming, so I keep scolding them also. See, we are running an old age home, we are giving free food, give some money. I said, you are giving free food, you should give, no? Why are you begging to somebody else? Actually, what are you doing? You are begging for somebody's food. You are a beggar. So, philanthropist is somebody, or maybe somebody who can do social service in terms of money. Dr. TPS do social service in terms of guiding people, teaching. That's all what I do. I am not rich man because I don't even have money for my lavish living. Right? Unless I have money for my lavish living, how can I help somebody in financially? Suppose I want to do that. My activity is financially helping somebody. I must earn a lot of money. If my social service is by giving my wisdom and knowledge, I must gain that much knowledge in my life. When should it happen? It should happen up to 60 years. 40 years, family and building up. Then the next 20 years, you must spend time in making more knowledge, more wisdom, more money. And then where you can share it. Mostly by the time 60 years at which age I am, my kids are also ready. So I don't require to give them support. So whatever little bit I get also I can use for serving. Right? So when I spend money for my travel, I am serving a lot of people who are listening to me. When the other day I got printed, I have spent my money, right? And I will distribute, I will carry them to Delhi. All that is a task and job to be given, which I am taking up as a social service. So everybody should define the last part of your life, maybe after 60. That is where actually the Vanaprastham happens. That is where your sannyasam happens. Building up to that is the difficult task. That is where you have conflict. That is where you have lot of thoughts have to happen. Assume that you don't think that now. You run as per the society is asking you to run. Parents are asking you to do. Culture is running. That is what has happened to most of the parents in this world. When they become 40, 60, they become unrest. They will think, oh, I have not used any of my life worthfully. I have spent all my time for my children and they are not growing as I wanted. Understood? So at family they are not happy because they were too selfish. They lived for the family and the family was not supporting them the way they wanted. They have an aspiration but that is not happening. Right? This is a conflict which is generally in every family. Right? Most of the families, this conflict is there. Maybe somebody who is a very social active person, his kids may not be there. Somebody wanted to be a socially active, their parents are not into that mood. But the society demands people to get married, settle, produce children, send them to LKG, make them to PG, get them married. That is a normal social life. I don't know whether you have seen the movie called The Pressure Cooker, right?
Yes, I have seen.
Yeah, the Telugu movie Pressure Cooker demands the parents wanted them to get a job, the boy wanted to become an entrepreneur, a researcher, invent something new. But it is a big task for him. That's a real Telugu life for most of the young people. Understood? So, excelling well in examinations. Today, the civil service result came. I had a lot of civil service aspirants. What happens is, they try once, twice, but then they say it's not my cup of tea. They will leave it and may get married or settle in somewhere, get a job, go abroad, finished. Today, somebody was on interview who got a civil service, his 5th attempt. 2nd attempt in main, another 5 attempt in prelims. That means 4 times either he must have failed in or 3 times definitely he would have missed his prelims. So 4th prelims he got into, but there main he lost. So 5th prelims he got, and then he got into civil service. So 5 years tolerating all the pressure from the family is one of the biggest problem. Why we don't have most of the people who could have become civil service is not becoming civil service. So it needs a full family support. Understood?
Right.
So, when you asked about social service, I immediately said, getting a job, settling, all these are essential.
Yes, sir.
It's not money.
Yes, sir.
Money may be there with most of the parents, and today a single child, both the parents were working. I am sure they would have earned good money. And even if you have a house in Hyderabad which is decent, when you sell it, you get 2-3 crores. 2-3 crores is good enough to run a family. But that is not our aim. Our aim is, if you have 3 crores, you should have by the end of your life you should have 30 crores. That is what everybody thinks. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. Natural. This is a natural.
This doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm thinking too much.
No, it is not a questioning. What happens is you must find a logic for whatever happens around you. See, there are two things. I can question the way in which Hyderabad is being, it's not a clean city. Why Chief Minister is not cleaning? These are all possible to ask. Anybody can ask this. You understood? What you see around. In your family, I don't like the way somebody behaves. I can question. But logically understand the background in which it is there. Hyderabad city has got a culture. You cannot change. No Chief Minister can change overnight. No? And he don't have sufficient time for doing it. In my house, somebody has come from a background. I have come from a different background. Joining together, I made a family. Many things may not be on my style, my culture, my no. It depends on the background of economy, the background of the parents' attitude. So many things will define the way in which I look at things around me. So it's very difficult to adjust. The child who has a child who is growing in Hyderabad. I was one person who lived in a small village, and that culture was entirely different. My father's DNA had a very specific pattern in which I have been living, and 80% of my character depends on my parents' character and the culture in which I have been brought up until my babyhood and early childhood. After that, even if I become the most modern person, there will be a small catch where I will not be able to adjust so well with somebody who, even my own son or kids or my own children, my own students who are living in a different culture, different situation, different economic conditions. So this conflict is part of it. So what do? We identify a logic saying that there is a difference between this tree and the other tree. Both of them are grown in the same compound. Water is same, mud is same, everything is same. But the seed is different. That is why one is an apple and another one is an orange. So the seed makes a lot of difference. My parambaryam, my heritage, my tradition, my DNA makes lot of difference. So therefore, I cannot demand this is how somebody has to be. I cannot demand my son has to be like this. I cannot demand my wife has to be like this. I cannot demand my students have to be like this. I can only tell, if I was in your position, I would have been doing like this. Listen to that with patience and care. Want to accept it, you accept it. But what happens to some people, they don't listen carefully because they think, I have authority on you. What is love? For most of the people, love is control. I love flower. What is the first thing what some person who loves flower, he will go and pluck it. It is not keeping on the plant, keeping on neighbor's pot. I have seen a beautiful flower in neighbor's plot. My love towards flower should not make me to steal it and keep it under me, right? But today's world, what is love? Love is capture it, hold it tight, don't part it with anybody. That means if I love a dog, I must make that dog as my pet and keep it under my control. When I ask dog, come here, you should come. See, actually that is not loving dog. You are actually enjoying, controlling somebody under you. Understood? So most of the parents, they think that I love my son means they should listen to me. Understood? So the creative thinking, critical thinking, logical reasoning, analytical, all doesn't happen. Quite natural. This is quite natural throughout the world. Rama and Bharata was not in tandem. Dasharatha and Rama had a difference of opinion. Rama and Lakshmana had a difference of opinion. See, the brothers and parents, they had a lot of problems. If you look at Ganesha and Subramaniam, they had conflict. Shiva and both of them did not agree each other. Shiva and Parvati did not agree each other. See, even in our religious studies, why do we take such examples of fighting in between families? That is to show that even with all the spiritual powers, even with all the wisdom, that is part of everybody's life. Accept it and then see it doesn't conflict for my activity around me. Otherwise, God's problems, they were not solving their problems and then serving the society. All our gods had their own family problems, but still they have performed their job as a god. That is the lesson the God is giving to each one of us. So it is not that my family problems are solved and become peaceful and then start giving peace to the society. No, it doesn't happen. So what should be done is your prime duty is, you are a son of your father and mother. Their aspirations are more important. They had a dream. They have given you birth. They have asked. They have made you to walk. They have made you to talk. They have taught you everything. Okay. So there is a basic reason to obey your parents. There is a beautiful movie which is in Malayalam, where in a Brahmin family, the father is a very aristocratic, ritualistic Brahmin. His son happens to be an atheist who doesn't believe in what father says. But the son got a child. The grandfather says, I want to do Upanayanam for this boy. My grandson has to be a Brahmin. So I am giving the rituals to him. Then the father is asking a question. He is my son. I will make him not a Brahmin. I will make him an atheist. I don't want him to be part of rituals. Then the grandfather is asking the son, I did not take that rigid decision of bringing up you as a Brahmin. That is why you are an atheist now. Because I have given freedom for you to do all these in your childhood, that should not give you a freedom to question your father. If you are a son who got some free thoughts in your brain, you are able to discuss against your father's desire. That means that ability in you is given by your father only. Understood? You should respect that. But don't use it. See, there is a beautiful sloka in one of the Shishyanam Maganam. Shishyanam Maganam is the Shiva's son is Ganapati, or Parvati's son is Ganapati. Okay. And there is a fight between Ganapati, Ganesha and Parashurama. Parashurama is a student of Shiva. So what Parashurama does is, he takes the axe, cut the trunk of the Ganesha. That is how the Dandam has gone. That is why the half Dandam is there for Ganesha. Right? Once that Dandam has gone, Parvati gets angry and then she started fighting to Shiva. Then Krishna comes, or Vishnu comes to settle the matter. That's a beautiful scene in which Bhagavan Vishnu is giving a great lesson. Assume that there is a tree. I am seeing a tree behind you. One of the branch is taken and I am creating a handle for my axe. Okay. The wood piece which I am using is giving the handle for my axe. And the first thing what I do is use the same axe to cut that tree. താഴ്ത്തിർക്കുവാൻ തക്കൊരു കൊമ്പ് യാതൊന്നിൽ നിന്നോ വഴുവിന്നു കെട്ടി ആ ശാഖിയെ തന്നെ യഥാശു വെട്ടി. Which has given me the handle to use my tool, I am cutting the same tree. That is equivalent to questioning your parents. You should never cut the tree which has given you the handle for your axe. They have given you food, they have brought up you, but you can see they have a lifespan. Naturally, if no accident happens and somebody doesn't die, naturally the parents will go and the children will live for longer time. Understood? You have your own life only. Your own life means your own life is not your own life. Your own life is shared with your parents. I got a swadharmam, I got a kudumba dharmam, I got a professional dharma, and I got a social dharma after that only. My professional dharma is important. I am a policeman working under a police. If somebody asks me to beat the crowd, I should beat. I should not question that fellow did not do mistake. Why are you asking me to beat? No. My professional dharma is as long as I am a police, I am supposed to beat him. If my boss says beat him, I should beat him. That's it. I don't have question my authority. Alright. If I am a surgeon, I have to cut somebody's body. My boss says cut the body here and then operate up and see whether there is a problem. I cannot ask him, why can't you do the test and confirm? I am convinced, then only I will do it. No, you need not get convinced. Because the boss asks you to do it, you should obey him. Otherwise, quit the job, go and start yourself. As long as you are in office, you are supposed to listen to the director. Because he is the director, you are only a subordinate. He is the leader, I am only a follower. In my class, if somebody says, you are my student, only when you listen to me. That's a rule. If you don't listen to me, you are not my student. You have an option to be my student or not. You understood? That is the definition of a student. That is why I keep saying, you are not my proper student. What is proper? You have a property of a student, then you are a proper student. The proper is the root word. What is proper? What is that I am expecting you to do it? That is what the. Though you are 18 years by now, you are 18 years, you are a senior person, you have your own decision, you are a grown-up boy, who have got a voting authority, you are a citizen in this country now. But if you do some mistake in your college, the college director principal have an authority to say, bring your parent. That means in a college you are a bacha, you are a student, you are not a grown-up person, you are not a citizen. In the campus, you are supposed to listen to your college authority. I was executive director of an engineering college. I keep telling most of my students who are 18 years and old, don't think that you become matured enough. I have every authority, call your parents and scold in front of you. I can scold the parents also. Understood? Not making your child to obey the rules. You can see that in colleges. The parents are being called and sometimes they can scold you. Even your parent can be the district collector or doesn't matter. Inside the college, inside my classroom, it's like a aircraft given, the captain is the authority. Even the prime minister is there in the aircraft. If the captain says sit down, don't stand up, means they have to sit down, that's it. They cannot stand up. Understood? So these are all the general rules. At your home, the father is the top in the house, or mother is the top in the house. Both of them share the top. You are supposed to listen to them. I like music, why should not I play? No. You have no authority. Like in your college, the principal, at your home, that is what Indian culture, Indian rule. The Indian country also will not allow you to file a case against your father for, and father can say he is not obeying, he is not obeying. Because you don't have financial freedom. You are not rich enough to run your own. America is entirely different. After 12th class, even 16 years you get license in America. India you don't get, right? So the freedom is defined by the culture, freedom is defined by the law of the land.
Right.
So you have to obey it. But yeah, most of the parents will give them freedom. They will allow you to do whatever you want.
Right.
That freedom is a great freedom given to each of the child, blessed with that freedom. But that freedom should not be used against the person who has given that freedom to you. The biggest problem in most of the children, they have ideas. Your ideas are grabbed from different sources. Many people would have suggested, you must have read something. Now you said, you wanted to go to Europe. Actually, if somebody asks me, I will say, don't go to Europe. The basic reason is I interact with 200 children in Europe who has gone for masters, who are all my students, who are earning little bit of pocket money by teaching there as part-time.
Oh.
So I converted those who have gone for masters and they are getting guidance under me. There is an institution which runs connecting students and these students who are in masters and the younger children. They earn little bit. I am a mentor for them. So I know 200 of them. My both children have studied in UK and one of the best colleges, King's College, Imperial College. Right? But I have got a lot of nieces, nephews, everybody has gone to UK and such places also. I have got a lot of other relatives, my own son now in US, my own son in Dublin. I know the East, West and Gulf was one place where 100 times I must have travelled. Okay, so suppose your job is to earn money. Gulf or Asian countries will give you a lot of money. Even in Sri Lanka, Singapore or somewhere you will get. Why people opt to Europe? There are a lot of opportunities. But assume that you go to Germany, you don't have to spend money for studies. But then you get a job, but you are in a remote place, from far off place, an unknown place, where social life is not what you think today is available here. Okay, recently I went to Nottingham. I went to such places. No, all these places I have gone for or lectures or get together of students under me. Today, if you look at London, there are thousands of children, out of which 700 is from China.
Okay.
Another 200 is from India. The rest of the world is another 100.
Okay.
They don't give an appointment. All of them except very few, the countable pocket of people, have to come back.
Okay.
Unless and otherwise you are very rich where you can invest money in that country, they will not give you a working permit.
Oh, permanent working.
Permanent. But the advantage in Europe is wherever you go, while studying you can work. So therefore assume that your fees is 40 lakhs. Why I have quoted 200 children there who are part-time teaching? Because government will not give restriction. You can earn money while studying. Why I don't have such a gathering in America? Because in America when you go for studies, government will not permit you to work. So working permit while studying is not there in America. And you will have to spend maybe 1.5 crores, 2 crores say, in the best universities. In the law universities, maybe around 80 lakhs to 1 crore, you can get a master's. But after 2 years, your degree, master's, 2 years working permit you will get. UK and Europe, probably the master's is 1 year, 1.5 years you can finish. But in America, 2 years, 3 years. And then during that time, they will give you internship where you can work and you get a very decent job. And assume you do PhD, definitely America will process your green card in a faster route. And that's a permanent life for you. You go to Canada, definitely you get a PR. By the time you finish your masters, you get a PR. So I know most of these countries where it is good, where it is bad. Netherlands you go, beautiful climate, but social life is little less. Understood? Switzerland you go, it's a much better place. You go to New Zealand, that's a different place. Australia is one of the best places in the world to settle. Even UK people, American people wanted to go to Australia. So the world's destinations are entirely different. Philippines is a place where I have got 500 students. I teach MBA there, online.
Okay.
I am a best professor in some of the universities there. So what happens is, we have, you ask any Philippines fellow, he want to go to Europe. You ask Europe fellow, they want to go to Australia. You understood? So this is like, I think that world is good. You ask American people who are all youngsters there who did not get a green card, because there are thousands of people waiting for 100 years, you will not get a green card sometime. But to go to Canada, you get a green card, a PR there. So once you get a PR in Canada, you can also work in America. So these strategies you don't understand. What happens is, from somebody's message you will start thinking this is best, this is best. Understood? So what you should do is, yes, we are discussing this in April 16, 2024. Draw a beautiful chart. We are all science people, right? We don't do something blah blah blah. Very systematically record it and say 2025 April 14th, 16th, I will be, all these skills will be with me, so that I can pass these examinations and I can get these certifications. I can write a ROI. I can write the return on investment, what I am going to invest in my life. This much is the income which is required. Write a beautiful Excel sheet or a chart which is visible for your parents. If I take this path to Europe, this much is the expenditure, this is my return on investment. Okay, this is that is very very essential in life. Assume if I go to America, I don't get a green card if I work in a company, but what I will do is, I will work in a company, parallelly I will take a MBA, parallelly, because if you spend 3 crores for an MBA in the best college in the world in America, like Kelly School of Business, one of the best. With the fees, with the living expense, you will have to pay 2 crores. But assume you are in a very good company, you are performing beautiful, they will pay your fees. And you can get an executive MBA with no expenditure from you. They will not even ask you a guarantee for working for 3 years if you join. They will tell you join, because any money spent by a company for supporting the academics of the employee is tax exempted for the company. It's like a CSR given.
Yeah.
But they cannot give to every employee, but they will look at your performance. So after BTech, assume that you get a job. There are a lot of people who got a job in TCS, Infosys, go there. After 6 months of experience, they will find that company will love to take you and they will process your citizenship, they will process your green card, they will give you MBA. I have got students excelled exemplarily well there. They are much richer. You understood? They get the lump sum of salary which they get, the service which they can do, all that is, even if you full life, if I have spent my whole life here serving as many people as I want, no, I am not, I am envying, looking at them with greed. Oh, you have become so rich, they support me now. Luckily they support me with all that blessings which I have, probably they support me in whichever way I want. Because they are my children whom I have put them into that path. Understood? So, what is essential is, whether I should have a path which I draw very carefully, saying that if I, not necessarily I get that path, if I get this path, I will be there. If I don't get this path, this is what will happen. If I get this path, I will happen this. So draw A plan, B plan, C plan. Okay, very carefully write it down and then put it there. You convince yourself. Why are you arguing with somebody? Basically, I am not convinced myself. There is a conflict in everyone. In my place also, my activities also, I got an internal conflict. Every Swamiji in the world also have conflict. Every Prime Minister also have his own conflict. Whatever he does is not correct. That is why sometimes they fail in the next election, right? Understood? So it is natural. Development is part of our life. It's natural for all of us to have conflict. Understand this conflict, write it down very clearly, so that, oh, I have done my homework. It is not that I have not planned well, I failed it, right? Though I have planned, it did not happen. Ask parents' suggestion also. Do you want me up to 30 years here? Age of 30 shall I go? Or shall I go at the age of 25 and come back at the age of 30? Should I continue my studies? I will tell you, assume somebody wanted to do a master's in computer science. After BTech, I suggest to them, don't do masters, get a job first. Number one. Assume you don't get a job of your satisfaction. Go for a master's. Because no company prefers people with masters to employ, including Department of Space. I am from Department of Space. If a master applies, I will not even call him for interview. A BTech calls, I will call him for interview, because I can tune him the way I want. If he is already a master in one of the subjects, he thinks that is my subject, which has become very, very narrow-minded. I cannot tune him in some other field. He will say, this is not my field, I cannot work in this. So that is why graduation is a good level to get a job. If you look at IIT job opportunities, BTech has got more job opportunities than MTechs. But MTech is required if your interest is for research. So best thing could be, but what happens is, once you are an employee, going for MTech chance is very less, or MS chance is very less. But in abroad, the idea is, most of the MS programs are supported directly by companies. They don't run any program without a guarantee from the industry where they will get employed, because that is funded by the companies. That is why MS abroad is better than MTech in India. I am very, very precisely using the words. BTech in India is best, but I will not suggest anybody to do MTech in India unless you want to do PhD and become a faculty and education is your interest. Because Indian masters is not supported by industries. Abroad, the masters is supported by industries. Therefore, definitely by that end, most of the teachers are in the masters level. The teachers are from industries. You don't have academicians teaching in the universities. I run a company and I am a well-versed person in that field. I will go and teach sometime, once in a week or once in, I can give one grade system I will teach. That's a passion for them. They come and teach you. And while teaching, I will see, oh, this person is really good. And they will come and offer you job. Nobody applies job in America.
Yes.
They are either picked up or referred. I am a professor, I know this person is very good, or I went for a guest lecture somewhere, I already have a company with me, I will pick up somebody. The questions which you ask, not questioning. The word questioning is negative. Asking question is, the police questioned the culprit. The judge was questioning the thief. Asking question, a student asks question to professor. A son asked question to father. Don't question your father. You understood the difference? See, each word is very, very specifically is to be used. Okay. So what is required is, I should have a clear vision of what I wanted to do. I must know the academics in different part of the world. All these are publicly available today. DrTPS, education, graduation, abroad study. You can see a lot of people from different fields discuss with me, including computer science, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering. All of them will discuss with me, and I suggest to them all these what I already suggested. Okay, I am regularly doing it in many of the areas wherever they wanted to go. But there are some countries, like there is a group of institute in Thiruvananthapuram where they recruit nurses to Germany. They are, after nursing, they study German language, for which they have to go. Sometimes I am called for, that company calls me to canvass them not to reject an offer. They also get an offer, come to Germany. They will say Germany is too far, I don't want to come because you cannot get your parents there, you will have to stay alone. Okay, you cannot get a citizenship there unless you invest a lot of money in that country. You have to be very rich to get a citizenship there. So each country has got different rules, right? So look at the options. You are tuned for that. The path is already created. Then you cannot come back. But you are in the right place. In the BTech first year, second year, third year is not a late time. You have to write your GRE. You have to write your CAT, GMAT, everything. Then you get into the best university. Why people go to Europe? They don't require all these exams because most of the universities are run by private company, private parties. They want to make money, right? Without any IELTS exam also they will take people because they want to make money. But after the program you don't get job. But they don't worry because 40 lakhs I am spending, 4 lakhs I am staying in the Europe. That good enough for me to see 40 lakhs you can stay in abroad for 4 years is a great thing, right? Understood? By which I am getting experience, exposure, meeting a lot of people and then gathering a lot of culture, earning little bit of money which I can repay my loans. That is the medium level in which you are thinking, that is okay. But I don't recommend any of my students to go there because I know that place. I don't want anybody to travel in a truck. I want the people to travel in a Volvo, air conditioned, beautiful cabin, right? So, your standard you should decide. So, write down actually an SOP, statement of purpose. Statement of purpose for each of the universities. So, how do you get into the best university? Now, you are a second year or third year student. There are a lot of online programs running free of cost. edX, Coursera. I suggest my students not to spend your time on Bhagavad Gita, Veda and all that at this point of time. You are an expert in computer science. You are a BTech, Bachelor of Computer Science. You must be a Bachelor of Computer Science. Brahmachari in Computer Science. That's what it means. That means all my thoughts are in computer science. Find out which area in computer science is the most demanding in Europe. What is most demanding in America? Tomorrow I want to take an MBA. If that MBA happens to be in supply chain management, how should I learn statistics so that my supply chain management option become very strong with my computer science? So which are all the side bridge courses? They don't allow you straight to do that. You need to do a bridge course. The bridge course is your BTech doesn't match with that master's admission. In between you have to create some small patchwork. And that patchwork can be some small courses which you can do online today. Free of cost. From Coursera, edX, Udemy, Skillset. So many such platforms are there. Register at least 10 programs per month. Because it's anyway free. You need only an internet. Use that internet, upskill your knowledge, both in theoretical and skill. The skill set will give you a lot of skill requirement for that. Do all the programs. By the time you pass your BTech, your colleague applies for a university with his BTech. You apply with your BTech plus 50 extra online courses which you have gathered. Definitely that university will select you for masters. Any MNC company will give you a job with a higher scale, and that university will give you a reduction in the fees, at least 60% cut. So I have students who have gone to MIT with a full fellowship, not even single penny paid. That's all because of the merit in which you make your performer very well. Every 3 months or 2 months of vacation which you get, do some internship in some company. Your college may demand only the last semester project. That doesn't make a difference. Every Saturday, Sunday, I am doing an extra course. I am writing an examination. I am getting one certificate program. Some best universities, for the certificate program, they may charge you a little bit of dollars. Write down all the list, do it parallelly. I am sure your own parents will go and tell their neighbors and relatives, oh, I am so satisfied with my son. He doesn't require anybody's suggestion and advices. He is a well decided man. and I will fully support him with all the means. Understood?
Yeah.
They don't agree with you because you don't show that maturity in your decision. You don't have a basic logic. You have not worked out all the pros and cons. Okay, sometimes there are a lot of mentors in this world. See, last time when we discussed, I was talking something which is very different from what I am talking today.
Yeah.
Understood? But immediately after this also, if you would have asked me, I would have, if you have given me a choice and asking question, I will suggest you that. I am a psychotherapist, I am a counseling man, I am a career guidance person, I have also guide people into academics. So based on your discussion, what is that you want? Immediately after that, I had a discussion with somebody from Punjab. He has listened to our discussion. He was telling why you told that social service is important. Before he said, I told him making money is first important, then only social service I told him. You understood? So I always believe you should have sufficient money. That's why I asked you what is that you want in your life, right? Everybody wants three things in life. Very clear. The three things is first dhanam. Dhanam can be money, that can be your influence, that can be a person who will support you, also can be your dhanam. My dhanam is, most of my students are my dhanam. So though I may not have money, I have somebody who will have money, who will give me whatever I want at that point of time. My children can be my dhanam. My family can be my dhanam. My brothers can be my dhanam. All that is possible. My knowledge can be my dhanam. But second one is, I have to learn a lot of things in my life. The learning is not academic degrees. I have to go abroad, I have to see different culture. See, DrTPS is not talking about what I have learned from somebody. What I know, which I have experienced through my travel, interaction, meeting people, all that is what I am saying. Yesterday I was traveling from Delhi to Hyderabad. Then the person who was sitting beside me was an agricultural expert. The whole 2 hours I have invested learning. My flight fare, I told him at the end, whatever knowledge what you have given, I have not given him a chance to know from me. I have learned many things from him. Kept on asking questions. Okay, not that what I don't know. I know, but I want more clarity. Right? Then he was so impressed. Understood? He was a very good teacher actually. Under him there are 500 people working under research in agriculture in Hyderabad. He's a very, very senior man. You understood? So what happens is, each moment which we get is for educating ourselves. So dhanam, knowledge, and everybody in this country wants power, position, prestige. You want to make your own image. I am so glad that you have written, this is what I learned. In that, building image, building your own footprint is most essential. That also should happen. So every parent will keep or talk about you that I am proud of my son. My brothers will talk about me that I am proud of my brother, because we have learned the knowledge. We know with full clarity. This is what is right, this is what is right. Okay. Second one, we have a power, position and prestige. We also have sufficient money. We are not beggars in this world, right? If I want this, I want to stay in a 5-star hotel 1 month. Yeah, I may not have my bank balance, but I know somebody who have got bank balance who will support me, right? So you have to earn the dhanam. Most essential. These three things have to be your ultimate aims. Then, then if you have all these, then you can do a lot of social service in your life.
This Excel and all of this is that even I get some clarity of what to do, what is good.
And which skill have to be there? You must tell by this next 3 months, I am going to finish this many courses. These are all the courses which I have passed. Even if you don't have a certificate under you and you say that you have completed Coursera, this many courses, they will believe you. Then they will give you a job. But the problem is, believing you with that, they will give you an assignment and you are failing to show that. Suppose my projection, every employee will be asked to give a projection. This is what I am planning to do in the next 1 year. They will not give you job. You have to project your job.
Okay.
Understood? I know this company require all this. With my skill set, this is what I am planning to do. And that project will tell you you are a very, very planned person. That planning is what I am giving you now also. So that is a training which I am giving. So my kids, my students who are all into different companies, they excel well because being a second year, third year student, I have asked them to do all this. So they make documents, they will make. Because documentation is what I ask. I'll ask them when once you see a YouTube, write down the. See, that is an ability which you should have. If you have that ability, listening to a lecture, listening to somebody's discussion is happening in your office, immediately you take down all the points and then submit. This is what I have learned from your discussion. Is it right? They will see, oh, I don't have, there are 20 people listen to me, but only one person I come with a report like this. I want him. That will be the next step. Understood? That should be your way of working. So write it down very clearly. Write an SOP, statement of purpose. If I want to get a job, this is what I should do. And go to the best companies. By the time you finish your BTech, you should have 20 companies employment letter, appointment letter with you. You see, you are not a beggar of job. Every company needs people who are really contributing to their company. That is why they are recruiting. That is why they are interviewing. Suppose you have an ability to get into any company, you are a great person, right? So first 2 companies, once you get a job, third company, you can bargain. I already got 30,000 and full accommodation free. This is what the perks which I am getting. So somebody offers you 50, you say, no, I don't. There are people who will say, no, their appointment is given in Bangalore or Bombay. No, Hyderabad. And the whole project was shifted to Hyderabad for the job. Because they want this person in their project. The project itself is shifted to Hyderabad. I have got students of that caliber. Understood? They demand a company. I want that to be here. Once upon a time, as ISRO chairman, every headquarters of every secretary is Delhi. There is only one department where a secretary sits in Bangalore. That is Department of Space. Understood? That is because Sarabhai told, my office will be in Bangalore. The secretary demands the government. My office has to be in Bangalore. Imagine. That is the power you should have.
Yes, sir. I got some clarity. And before leaving, 5 more minutes, sir. I had a plan in my mind.
No, I will tell you. Now, see, you have some activities like last time you were telling about the grandma and all that. I don't expect you to do it. You have lot of connections. You have people who wanted to do such things. Assume I talk to 40 people. I don't expect all the 40 people to start their own. There will be 1 or 2 people who knows, oh, I know this person, he is looking for an option like this. Let me suggest to him. I know a owner of a school where he doesn't run it entirely different in a stylish manner. Let him be, I will refer him there. You became a connector there. Understood? So that way you can say, oh, I am the person who made this happen. No. See, that's much more credential than doing by yourself. Otherwise, I can start a school. Why DrTPS is not starting a school? Starting a school is everyday's job. Giving opinion, suggestions, making many people to do it, I can roam around, trigger many places. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your time, sir. Today I got some clarity which direction to go, and that means a lot to me.
I am a psychotherapist, so out of 1,000 recordings, 800 goes without YouTube because the content is not there. But here we have a content which is very, very essential for many people. And most of them probably I would have told first time, which is a recording of my own thoughts. Sometimes it happens like that, no?
Yes.
See, it's a
so please do post.
Yeah, but this will be bits and pieces because it has got different components.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Take care.